welcome back to Chatty TV Junkie. I am here to talk about the second episode of The Bachelorette. I am a little late on this because the holiday weekend I was at the beach, and then I had a video to shoot for my other channel, which is Wonderful World of Wendy. I did a Barbie video that was sponsored, and then I had to go out of town. It's been a week. So I'm catching up tonight before tonight's episode, and then I will record the other one sooner than I did this time. So this is week 2. Charity has her group of men, and let's get right to the different dates and stuff. And then I found an article about one of the guys that I think is going to be sticking around a little bit longer than they're kind of leading on to in some of the promos. Okay, in this episode, there are 2 group dates and 1 one-on-one. The first date card comes in, and I have a bunch of notes. I took a bunch of notes this time. Aaron B., he had a video earlier on, and he also kissed on the first night. He is a software salesman from San Diego, and she pulls up in a red Mustang, and she shows up, and they drive out, and they have a picnic by the Hollywood sign. They have champagne, they kiss, and I think they really do have a genuine spark. She seems to really like him. They have a lot of the same family values. Then they end up going to dinner at an old theater. They talk about their siblings and family. He said he did have a 4-year relationship, but he struggled with communication, and he's working on it. And she was, she commended him for being open about that. And so I think he's going to go far. He did get a rose. He did not go home. She gave him a rose on that date, so he is safe for this week. Okay, the second date card comes, and there is a group date. On this date is Doten, Tanner, Adrian, John, Caleb A, Caleb B, Caleb with a K, with last name of K, Xavier, James, Aaron S, Sean, Brayden. It was 12 men. So theirs was a dodgeball game. And what they did is they put the guys in teams, and the winner was going to get to go to the night part of the date. They've done this before. And of course, there's going to be, on the losing team, there was going to be one guy that she picks to be MVP. So, after playing the game and knocking people out, there was a pink team and a green team. Brayden was on the pink team, and Xavier, who was really good at it, was also on the pink team. And it turns out that pink ended up winning the whole thing after it went to 5 games. So then there's like an argument between Adrian and Brayden. Brayden doesn't think that Adrian should have been picked as the MVP. He was on the other team and got picked as the MVP. And Adrian doesn't think that Brayden is there for the right reasons. Again, every season, they always pick someone who's going to be the bad guy and antagonist and say that someone's not there for the right reasons. Sometimes they're right, but sometimes they're not right. So during the after party, Brayden says that he's crushing on Charity, and they kiss. There's still a lot of chemistry between the two of them. Then they had John, who had the one-on-one with her during the after party. He asked for the kiss, and they did kiss. So it was a little bit unnatural in that way. I don't know. I just think that if it's going to happen, it should happen. And if you lean into it, the person, you can tell by their body language whether or not they're going to be into it. But he asked for it. So I don't know if there's any chemistry there. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm not feeling that. I do like the first date that she had. I definitely think he's going to go the distance. She did end up giving the rose to John, who was the one that asked for the kiss. I don't think he's going to go the distance, but that's just my personal opinion. I have not looked ahead to any of the outcomes of this season, but that's just my personal opinion. All right, so now we go on to the second group date. In that one, it is a park in downtown LA, and this, I don't know that I would have wanted to be on the date either. So in this date, they're going to do the longest kiss, and they have Gabby and Rachel from a few seasons ago, and they were, kind of like the MCs of it. And basically, they were going to go through some question and answer periods, and at the end, she was going to pick one guy to do the longest kiss with her and break the record from the last time that there was a record for the longest kiss on The Bachelor, or on The Bachelorette. So on that group date was John, Henry, Michael, Warwick, Joey, Spencer, Josh, and the record was 3 minutes and 27 seconds. That was broken. So after a back and forth and things, she picked Joey. And they ended up kissing for 4 minutes and 25 seconds. And the guys had to watch the entire time, which was awkward. But that's what they did. Now, when they went back and they told the other guys about this date, Brayden was not happy. He was very upset about it. He couldn't believe that happened. I mean, come on. You're on a dating show. You know that she's kissing other guys. And he was like, I'm going to pack my bags unless I hear what really happened. And he's very dramatic. So here's my take on Brayden. I think that he is going to go a little further. If you watch the previews for tonight's episode, it seems like there might be a rose being taken away from him. I don't think it's going to be him that gets a rose taken away from him. I think it's going to be somebody else, but they edit it that way to make us think that's what's going to happen. There is definitely chemistry there. Don't know if he's right in other areas, because it seems that there's sometimes when you just have chemistry and you don't have a whole lot to talk about, that kind of fades over time. So we'll see what happens. He does end up staying. He does get a rose, but he's he is the last guy to get the rose, because he and Adrian have been fighting, and they left those two standing along with the other guys that were going to go home that night or potentially go home. So she picked Brayden last, kind of like as a cliffhanger. I'm sure she was told to pick him last. So both Adrian and Brayden are still on the show. There's going to be battle between the two of them for a while. And I don't think there's any chemistry between her and Adrian. I just don't think there is. But I think they were keeping them on an extra week just so we have some continued drama. There was no cocktail party. There was a barbecue, and she got to talk to some of the guys. Tanner told her he has got good intentions. Sean showed her a golf lesson. Dundum, the guy who's from Nigeria, I really like him for her. I think they had a great conversation. He does end up staying. I really like him. I think that Xavier, and the gentleman who she had the one-on-one date with, and Aaron B. I think those are the guys that are going to be the top. I think Brayden may go, I don't know if he's going to make Final Four, but he'll go the distance for a while. I don't ultimately think that's who she's going to pick. Again, I have not looked ahead, so I have no idea. So, yeah, so basically, the roses are Dundon Tanner, Caleb B., Warwick, Michael, Sean, Xavier, Aaron S., James, Adrian, Brayden, and, of course, the one-on-one date that she gave to Aaron B. and John. Yeah, John, who was on the second date, that second group date. Ultimately, who went home was Josh, Spencer, Nick, John Henry, and Caleb with a K. So, tonight, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Now, I did find an article. I'm looking at my computer right now. I pulled it up so I could see it. So, The Sun has an article that says that Brayden is not a bad guy. Bachelorette villain Brayden Bowers did not join the show for fame. He's getting a bad edit, according to his best friend. So his best friend, who went to the army with him, claims that he's getting a bad edit and that he really is not a bad guy. So, yeah, and that's one of the reasons I don't think he's going home right away. And, they have to make it interesting. That's my personal opinion. So what do you think? Leave it in the comments below. I'm excited to see what happens tonight. And it's it should be coming on in a few hours. And I will be back on here either tomorrow or the next day to let you know what my thoughts are on that subject. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Give me a big thumbs up. And I'll see you soon.